Welcome to America Uncanceled. I'm Mercedes Schlapp. While I'm here stuck in the swamp, Matt Schlapp, he's on the road where he's campaigning with a number of Republican candidates in these battleground states like Nevada, Arizona, Pennsylvania, and Georgia. I got to tell you, he keeps telling me that people are feeling very energized. We've got our grassroots activists out there making a difference in these critical states. And yes, I do believe we're going to have a red wave, but you got to go out there, vote early, and make sure to stay involved during these critical times. Top issues that we're looking at: the economy, inflation, Biden's weak job performance, and the Democrats, what do they care about? Yes, that's right. Gender confusion and abortion being their top issues. Let me tell you something. It is a very, very lost party. But I do want to have you watch this great speech by Matt Schlapp, where he's out in Kansas with Attorney General Derek Schmidt, who is running for governor in that state. And although Kansas is normally a red state, let me tell you, it is a tight race out there with Schmidt going after Governor Kelly. But I want to make sure you listen in to Matt Schlapp talking about Derek Schmidt and how he's going to make a difference in Kansas.
I'm having some flashbacks. Are you ready to fire Pelosi? Are you ready to fire Kelly? Are you ready for Governor Derek Schmidt? All right, soon-to-be governor, can you make one promise to all of us? When you become the governor of Kansas, will you become Joe Biden's worst nightmare? We need a little Ron DeSantis and Greg Abbott here in Kansas. Time is now. But I'm having flashbacks to growing up in a great community and the things that we used to hold dear and we thought that our neighbors held dear. And I think all of us, our souls have quaked with how bad things have gotten so quickly in this country. And you all have been smeared. If you love this country, you're called a racist. On Columbus Day, by the way, I gave everybody who works for me a holiday today because we should celebrate Christopher Columbus in this country, a brave and courageous man who brought the Bible to this part of the world. We can't allow them to take yesterday's heroes and throw them on the ash heap of history. We should say no to doing that anymore. And we have to know our history, and we have to stand up when they call you a bigot for loving America, a racist for loving America, intolerant because you hold on to your faith. It really makes decent people take a step back, and unfortunately, it makes us be silent because we are so good that we say, well, if they're making that charge, I ought to examine myself. Maybe I've said something I shouldn't have. Maybe I am something I shouldn't have. Let me tell you, it's good if you're of good conscience, you want to do that thing where you check yourself out. How about 10 seconds you get to check and then turn right around and give it right back to them? They've got our country on the brink, literally on the brink of destruction. They've got us divided on race. They've got us divided on gender, and they don't even believe in gender. How did they get that done? I don't know. That's impossible. Are any men here pregnant? No, if you are, you're at the wrong rally. You're in the wrong universe. She's a woman. Good. That's good. The fact is that we're in an insane time when what's true, we're told, is false. And here's what I know. I know that it really does come down to this election. People say the most important election in our lives, in history. But here's the yucky part of the truth. They've done so much damage so fast to our country that if you allow Joe Biden, who's not really there, I mean, we have a president who can't read cue cards and a vice president who has no clue cards, let's face it. So between Biden and Harris, it's a pretty rough choice. I don't know who's in charge. On the bus, it was my theory that Joe Biden's in charge, and probably with a little dose of help from Hunter. So it's not a good time. If you think about what's going on in the country, if they get 2 more years of unchecked power, how many Supreme Court justices could they get? Could they ram through the Senate? What will happen when they get rid of the filibuster? When they get rid of the filibuster, how many of your constitutional rights and protections will be gone? This is where we are. Joe Biden came to office, said he wouldn't shut down your church, he wouldn't shut down your school, he wouldn't make you wear a mask, he wouldn't make you take a vaccine. You know, Chris Kobach was on the van with us earlier today. You know, we still have brave young men and women who are being destroyed in their military career because they want to just decide their own healthcare choices. This is what's going on live. We have to stop them, and it starts here, and it starts in Kansas, and it starts with electing a governor who will make a huge difference. And it starts with winning that congressional seat in Kansas City with Amanda Atkins. And I just want you to know, I'm going to come after Mom serves me a steak dinner with, you know, I hear that's what you're doing. That's what I've been told, so maybe. I'm going from here to Arizona to campaign for Kerry Lake and Blake Masters. I'm going to Georgia. I'm going to Wisconsin. And here's what I want you to know. Fake news makes fake polls. And the fake polls are telling you that you can't win, that you blew it because you were too pro-life, that you care too much about the unborn child, that you care too much about our religious freedom. So this Republican red wave, it's fizzling. And I just want you to know that's done purposefully. And they've done that for 3 cycles in a row. I think it's done to make you feel like there's no hope. And what you all have to do, what your mission is, all of our mission together, is to inspire the people in our community, maybe who aren't even Republicans, who just love America. Everybody who loves America for the next 29 days needs to double down, needs to stand up, needs to put a few more bucks on the line, needs to defend this country, needs to stand up, and we got to take our government back. And when we do take our government back, and I'm here to tell you that big red wave is going to be so big that you're going to feel like you're living in Fort Lauderdale when those waves come crashing down. And the Democrat Party is going to be in shock, Senator, because they think it's not happening. You're going to have a lot of new colleagues in the Senate, I want you to know. And when that happens, we have a chance to refound this country, to remember why God ordained it to be on this earth, and what each of our purposes in that story. And that purpose is this, I can tell you from when we have our CPAC events all over the world, and we just had one in Israel, we just had another one in Australia, and we're heading on to Mexico after the election. Everybody who loves freedom is rooting for everybody here standing here today, everyone all over the world. Because without a strong America that believes in freedom, the world is doomed. So I don't want to put even more pressure on your shoulders, but it's there. You're going to get it done. We're going to bring the big red wave home. We're going to save America, and we're going to show everybody